hello everybody, and thanks for taking the time to have a listen to my latest radio show. Now, I say radio show, this is actually going to be a rant, this particular show, because I'm going to talk about something which is really me off at the moment about the internet market. It's been going on for quite a while, but it's kind of reached a sort of a head now, and everybody's getting fed up with it, especially old-timers like me who've been around for quite a while. And, you know, you see these other people come and go, and they're putting all these claims about how much money they're making. Now, the first question I have to ask about these latest product launches is, if these guys are making so much money every day, why are they then trying to sell you a $37 product, which is telling you how they're making all this money? Now, I just don't understand that. I really don't understand it. So let me tell you now what I'm sick of. What I'm sick of, first of all, I'm sick of getting emails telling me to see this shocking video that made somebody's jaw drop, and you've got to watch it straight away because it's going to be pulled down now. You then go to the website, and all there is a video player, and you can't. All you can do is stop this video player. You can't forward it. You can't rewind it. Okay, that's fair enough if they want you to watch the entire thing. But then, if you kind of like the idea, you can't even then click and buy it straight away. You've got to wait until the video plays, until a button comes up to click. Anyway, some are not too bad because they do have a sales page as well, so you can scroll down and get more information. But that really annoys me. And then, of course, if you click away, you get, hey, wait, and then you see that they're offering a discount. And you think, well, all the people who've just gone ahead and bought this, and now they're offering me a discount because I'm going to go away. Now, again, I understand how exit pop-ups work, and you've got to get people into the sales process, but that really annoys me. And then if you do decide to buy the product, I bought one product, and you don't even get to see the product. You then have what's called an upsell, trying to sell you something else, but you then have to watch through this next video for another 20 minutes before you can even say, no, I don't want the upsell. And it just really annoys me. Let's say, excuse me, it's just me that's getting annoyed at these things. Okay, so then you buy the product, you click on this video, then you get another upsell, then you get another upsell, and then another upsell, and they're trying to sell you more and more and more. And then it's a bit insulting, really, because you've paid your $37 for this product, which has just promised you everything, and then they're saying, hey, but that's not really that good, so you're going to have to buy this other thing to actually make it work. And you think, well, why did you just sell me what I've just bought? And then it will say things like, no, I don't want the fast accelerator method. I want to be slow and get on with it myself. So it just makes a mockery of the product you've just bought. Anyway, your upsells. And then when you log in, you get to the membership site and you think, right, I've bought the product and I want to see the stuff. You're then still confronted with more, buy this, buy that, upsell to this, upsell to that. And again, you just think, hang on a minute, have I just wasted my money? So, okay, you watch it, and it's got a 60-day guarantee, and perhaps at the end of it you think, well, no, this is not really for me, and this is what I did with one particular product. So I then put a request into ClickBank to have a refund, and guess what? The people who sold the product then turn the refund into a technical request. So they say, hang on, we're not going to give you a refund yet. We believe you still have some questions that need answering. So ask what your questions are. So then I put, no, I want a refund, and it goes back to a refund, and then it gets changed back to a technical request. And to date, I still haven't had a refund for this particular product. So needless to say, I ain't going to be buying any more products from these particular people. Ranting and raving now. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been speaking to a lot of other old-time internet marketers, and we're beginning to think that times are going to change, things are going to turn around, and these bright stars will come and go. But really, you know, if you want to build a business, there really is not one push button that you can press to make it all happen. There is some really good automated stuff out there, but it's not this kind of push one button and you will make $100,000 by tomorrow. Now, if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. Please run your program, generate me $100,000 and send it to me tomorrow, and I'll believe that it's possible to do. But right now, I'm afraid I don't. So, after that long ranting and raving intro to this radio show, I want to go back to basics, and I just want to cover some of the basic things that Okay, they're not going to make money overnight. They're not going to be whiz-bang, fantastic, up-to-date, the latest gizmo-type things. But, if you get some of these things right, I'm going to talk about, then you really have a good chance of just making a decent living online. Right. Stop ranting and raving now. Okay, so I would say that one of the first things that everybody talks about is your list. Get in love with your list, protect your list, look after your list. And one, if he doesn't mind me calling him old-timer, who knows all about this, is my friend Joel Christopher, and Joel's on the line now.
Having your own mailing list is your key to creating your own guaranteed income on a monthly basis with your list, because you're building this relationship with them. Because before they buy from you, your list, they have to know you, like you, and trust you, and your list is the key to that trust level. Now, that's a summary of it, but really I can give you 6 benefits of having your own mailing list.
Sure.
Why is it important? First one is you build your credibility as an expert in your field or niche market. And the way you're doing this, because when you have this list who follows you, reads you, then your credibility goes up, just like what you're doing right now with your radio show, Peter. You have your own list.
Yeah.
And you're an expert in interviewing experts.
Right.
And people follow you, okay, and they follow your recommendation. The second benefit of having a huge opt-in list, your own mailing list, is you build a strong relationship with a huge number of people. As I said earlier, they have to know you, like you, and trust you. And this, in one word, relationship, or relationship building. So once they've known you, they've liked you, and they've trusted you, then they will ultimately buy from you. Now, the third benefit I could see is that this system of list building that you have formed is your way of generating and following up on leads or prospects and converting them into paying customers. Because really it's all about converting from just mere readers to buyers. Because as we say in the offline world, fortune is in the follow-up. Same thing in the online world. Now, another important key about having your own mailing list, Peter, is that you earn more money from multiple streams of income, because having your list, like in your case, you promote other people's products, your own products, or do joint ventures. And guess what? That's more money for you.
Yeah.
Now, do you want me to go on with the other two?
Yeah, carry on, no problem. Please do, go on.
Well, the next one that I can see here, the importance of having your own mailing list, Peter, is that you're insured a almost guaranteed monthly profits. Why do I say guaranteed? Well, because I say that because when you send them content that's useful to them, like what you're doing right now, Peter, where you're sending good, usable, helpful content in terms of interviewing experts and what the golden nuggets are going to share with you and your listeners, well, guess what? You're basically building the relationship even more, and because you tie it in to some kind of an endorsement, well, they'll follow you and follow your endorsement, and that means more money for you. And of course, if your listeners are doing the same thing, whether it's a newsletter, a list system, or an announcement, a tape sheet, or even a radio broadcast like what you're doing, same thing, same results. Now, the last one, which most people don't see as a big benefit, but I see this as very important, it's having a system of conducting free market research. Well, why is that important? Well, because when you have your own list, you don't have to pay anybody to send your survey to, okay? Because you own the list. And when you do your own market research, Peter, guess what? You come up with the products that your subscribers would want. Like in my case, the Master List Builder audio ebook that you found me through, Peter, was a result of a survey, and it was a one-question survey. And the question was, what is the biggest problem you have right now That's it.
Yeah.
I sent it to my list of 10,000. It didn't cost me a dime, but guess what? It's turned into a six-figure income. Just one product turned into a six-figure income for me in just 8 months.
So as Joel says there, just build your list and get people to love you and to like you and to trust you. And then, rather than just having a one hit where you set up a sales page and make all these so-called sales, you've got a mailing list of people who are following you. You give them information, you give them help, and you can keep on emailing them and offering them products or services, and they will continue to buy from you. Okay, so you've got your email list, but the last thing you want to be doing is to be hitting people over the head and saying, buy my thing, buy this, buy that. And that's a lot of what I see at the moment. It's just, here's the latest thing, buy this, buy that. And just going back to some of those marketers, you know, they sell you the latest thing, the best things at sliced bread. You buy it, and then the following week they're saying, you got it all wrong. You're doing it all wrong. You need to buy this product. This is what's going to solve your problem. So, you know, keep pitching people doesn't always work. And one guy who puts this, explains this in a really, really cool way is my friend in California, Clay Cotton, who's on the line now. Clay.
Online, attention is everything. People don't have the patience to hang around for something that isn't worthy of their attention. Or even a split second, they'll click away. And so you can only keep people's attention if you offer them value worthy of their devotion. And they're devoting their attentions on a second-by-second basis. And so you really have to give first and prove your worth in order to keep their attention, or the promise of a value to them. It can be the promise. You can be seducing them and leading them along with a promise of value. But you certainly have to put yourself in the shoes or in the mind of your visitor or your viewer. A good book along those lines is a book called Positioning for Your Mind, which was by Al Rice and Jack Trout, a 20-year-old book or so, Positioning. And I think one of them wrote a new one called The New Positioning. It's about battling for the mind of the consumer, and that battle takes place on a global basis with the Fortune 500 companies, that Procter & Gamble, Ford, Coca-Cola versus Pepsi, McDonald's versus Burger King. They're all battling these large brands for the mind of the consumer. And online, we are battling not so much for the brand, the branding that those companies are seeking so much. We're battling for their instantaneous attention. The currency of that is value, I believe. You must provide value worthy of their devotion. That's the only way you can keep them on your website or involved with your relationship. They're not going to stick around for a relationship that isn't valuable to them.
What amazes me is that a lot of websites and a lot of website owners are not even trying to build a list of people.
I'd say that was a mistake. That qualifies as a mistake. Registration on your list is a way of getting people, getting a list, an email list of that have raised their hands and are saying, I am interested in this topic. Please keep me informed. I am researching this topic, or it's a topic of interest. My identity is wrapped up in this. I'm willing to raise my hand and say, feed me information on this. I'm not ready to buy something today necessarily. I'm not going to take the action you want me to take necessarily, but I'm still interested. I don't want to go on a date with you, but don't stop asking me for a date. I'm busy this Saturday night, but please come back and ask me for a date. You build a list online, and you can go back to those people once they have a satisfying transaction with you. You can go back to your list, and it's much easier to make them another offer once they know and trust you. But they're not going to stay on your list if every time you contact them, don't give them some tremendous value. About selling them things every time you contact them, you have to intersperse any offers that you might make to them, valuable offers that are worthy of their devotion, valuable advertisements, valuable things. You have to sandwich them between genuine value that you give them for free, I believe. I'm not exactly sure whether you should give away everything for free. Not everything for free, but the balance between what you give for free and what you charge for is the delicate balance online, but there's no doubt that it all has to be of the highest possible value.
Okay, then, so you've got your customers who are loving you, you've got your list. So supposing you have a product then. Now, this is the one big fear that people have of putting together their own products. Now, of course, you can sell other people's products. And I'm not talking about the latest internet magical thing. I'm talking about going into niches or niches and selling products. And there are certain criteria which you can go through to work out, first of all, what niche to go into, and then secondly, how to find the product that you want to sell. Or, of course, you could make your own product. Now, this is a bit more involved and can give you a few more headaches because you've got to think of the product, research it, and then come up and make it. Now, one person who is really, really good at producing products and putting them together is Willie Crawford, who's on the line now.
When I look at info products and software that's selling well, a lot of that is not necessarily the product's better than another product that's almost identical to it. It's packaged better. The copywriting is better. The marketing is better. And so that has to figure into the formula, too, as we're looking at buying and selling reprint rights. I know one of the other callers mentioned that he's marketing a product that is an older product. You know, he's bought the rights and he's re-releasing it. And so properly packaged, that product can do well, but it is all about the perception you create in the mind of your potential customer, and that is packaging. I know I talk to people on the phone. One individual told me that when he does CDs, for example, he puts them in a case that's intended for DVDs, and then he packages them in a nice, fancy envelope so that when they arrive to the customer's house with a nice, fancy packaging, it instantly in the customer's mind has a higher perceived value.
Absolutely.
You know, it's all about packaging, you know.
Okay, thanks, Willie. And finally then, in this going back to basics internet marketing program that I'm talking about here, let's talk to my friend Ted Nicolas, who lives in Switzerland. And Ted is the master of copywriting. Now, again, you've probably seen software that will generate headlines, it will generate sales pages for you. But again, with Ted, it's just so simple, isn't it, Ted?
For me, it's easier to market somebody else's product than my own product that I've developed myself. Mm-hmm. Because I'm looking at their product kind of from the outside looking in, and I force myself to dig in and get into the inside of the product. But I have a technique for that, Peter, of how to do it with your own product. So basically, if I've developed a product, let's say I've developed a book or an audio program or a video program, a DVD program now, and I want to market it, I basically take off my product development hat, my author hat, and I now have to put on my marketing hat, my copywriting hat. So I make myself look at the product as though I'm looking at it for the first time with fresh eyes. Mm-hmm. And I sit down and I look at, because I have to think in terms of benefits. Yeah. And so I think about now, what are the benefits in the first 2 minutes of this program? What are the benefits in the next 2 minutes? What are the benefits of the next 2 minutes? And I write down those benefits in headline form, which is usually in 17 words or less.
Right.
And what I do is I answer the so what question. In other words, I'll put the benefit and answer so what. Like my book, How to Form Your Own Corporation Without a Lawyer for Under $75. Now 2 million copies in print. Basically, the so what question is, the how to question is how to form your own corporation, but the so what is without a lawyer for under $75. So I answer the so what question, and I have a whole notebook full of benefits. Mm-hmm. And then I start writing, and from those benefits that I get from the book or from the special report or from the audio or from the DVD, that's when I come up with the headline, because very often, let's say benefit 17 is the best headline for that product.
Right.
And I'll use that as the lead, as the headline, and usually I'll have 3 or 4 or 5 that are really good, really strong, and any one of them could be tested as a headline, and I feel good when I'm doing it that way.
Yeah.
I also have another way of developing that it would be interesting for you people listening to us today. Because, and here's what I cause all of my seminar attendees to do, and they tell me what great success they have this way. Before I develop a product, before I develop that book or special report or CD or DVD, I force myself to sit down and write an ad for the product.
Oh, yeah.
Before it's developed, because then that forces me to look at the benefits that I'm going to build in to the product itself. And that way I'm kind of shortcutting in a way the whole process. Plus, I'm giving myself a better track to run on, because a lot of people, they've got a product, some widget, some book, whatever it is, and the product is already developed before they have a chance to write the copy. It's much better to do the copy first.
Yeah, and then adapt it.
Then you can develop the product in even a better track.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, yeah. So, can you give us any examples of how possibly clients have come to you, or you've had your own product, which, you've tweaked it and turned it around just with little tiny tweaks?
Yes, well, I'd be happy to. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is I've turned a lot of dead books, failed books, into bestsellers, and one of them is a book. I wrote a sales letter, and the client made so much money they retired on the basis of that one sales letter.
Right.
And the book that I retitled, the book was something like the Cancer Encyclopedia. And when it came to me, and the book had not sold at all, and they asked me to take a look at the product, and the client was very dedicated, was a good guy to work with. And I came up with a new title called How to Fight Cancer and Win.
Yeah.
How to Fight Cancer and Win.
Yeah, that's you can tell because with all due respect to the first title, it sounds like you're looking to catch cancer, and which one will you have, Yeah,
that's right. And it kind of sounds intellectual and all. Yes. Nobody cares. And what people really want to do is how to fight cancer and win, how to get over it, basically.
Yeah.
And so, as I sat down and I looked at the copy for the product, it wasn't bad, but nothing with a lot of pizzazz in the copy that had previously been used.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, I've got to write all new copy for this. So I sit down with I use a 3x5 card system, whereas I'm going through the book, I'm writing down one benefit on each 3x5 card, because then I can easily shuffle them and put the top benefit on top, the second benefit second, and so on. And about page 117, I find that there's a doctor featured in the book by the name of Dr. Joanna Budvig, who's happened to be, at that time, she was 94 years old, and she was a 7-time Nobel nominee. And she had found or discovered that there were 2 natural foods that were helped in the prevention and cure of cancer. And I just said, that's my headline. And I wrote the headline, How 2 Natural Foods Can Prevent and Actually Cure Cancer.
All right. Yeah,
well,
that's good. Yeah.
My God, you've got to be brain dead if you don't want to read the rest of that copy, because if you're at all interested in health, you got to read about that. And then I describe how these 2 natural foods on page 117 have been evaluated, and how they actually have, all these tests have been done, and how basically so many people have been cured. And in the subheadline, I talk about how the 7-time Nobel nominee, because one of the things you've got to do in copy is you've got to build credibility, and when you make a statement like that, how to prevent and even cure cancer with 2 natural foods, there's a belief problem, because people, would love to believe that, but they're concerned that it's too bold a claim and probably not true. But when you hasten to put 7-time Nobel nominee, rarely would, or almost never, would a Nobel nominee be connected with a product that didn't have didn't meet its claims.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And that was buried away in page 117, you say?
Yeah, that was 100, because that was buried away, and see, the client had the same book that I had, but this thing was buried away in 117. So when I wrote the copy, I wrote a 16-page sales letter using that theme, and basically the rest of the copy talked about how, with a change in lifestyle, with a change in foods that you eat, the likelihood of preventing and even curing cancer is extremely high. And that all these, and we have, of course, I included a lot of case histories in the sales letter. Well, we ran the test. My God, the test was so huge. And then I built in the offer basically 2 guarantees, not just one guarantee, 2 guarantees. Here are the guarantees. If you get the book, and if you're not thrilled with exactly the book as it is, if you're not absolutely thrilled with it, return it for a prompt and courteous refund. Or guarantee number 2, keep the book for a year, study it, use the diet, and if for any reason it doesn't meet any of our claims, return it at the end, even on the 364th day, and we'd be glad to refund your money, give you a prompt and courteous refund. Yeah. Well, that also helped embellish. Well, the client started sending 25,000. He sent 25,000 pieces in the mail. Then it went to 100,000, and then he started sending 500,000 to 750,000 pieces in the mail to mailing lists of people that were interested in reading and health newsletters. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen, Peter, what 500 to 750,000 pieces in the mail. It's kind of scary. It's like train car loads full of paper. I mean, it's like a warehouse full of letters. I mean, it scared me when I saw it. I thought, here, I wrote this in my little, with my yellow pad, and now look what we've created. I mean, kind of a whole industry here.
Well, thanks to Ted Nicolas, and thanks to everybody else who's joined me on the programme, Clay Cotton, Joe Christopher and Willie Crawford. I hope you've enjoyed this programme, and what I've done is I've left it so that you can leave some comments to either disagree with me or agree with me if you want, and that's my rant for this time. This is Peter Twist saying I will see you very, very soon, and thanks for listening.